love we're falling. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. Throwing caution to the wind, I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me, we'll take our hearts and run free into the wild. Into the
Good morning, fellow YouTubers. My name is Mike and welcome to the MDH Automotive channel. As you can tell, it is raining out today. See out there, it's coming down pretty good. Of course, it sounds much louder because I'm in this shop. This shop is not insulated, so I apologize for the background noise. I'll try to speak up so you can hear me. Anyway, as I said, it's raining today. Can't really get out and drive anything, do much of anything, go look at cars, go to any car meets or anything like that. So we're going to do a little something indoors. Now, I did promise you when my buddy Mark got his GTO over, I would do a little video on both of his cars, and so I thought today, with it being raining, I thought it'd be a good opportunity to do that. Now, the first car that I've had for a little while, and you guys may have seen in the background of a video or two, is this 1980 Corvette. I will go on record by saying that I am not a big fan of the C3 Corvettes. Not my favorite year, not my favorite body style. If I were going to have a C3, I would have probably anywhere from a 68 to about a 73. But, you know, as time went on, emissions and things like that came in. They were very underpowered. They didn't ride very well. They handled okay. But in saying that, let me just say I do like this car. I know it's kind of dark in here and you guys probably won't be able to see it that great. But I just think the color, along with these wheels and tires, it really sets this car off very nicely. Show you the guys the inside, although I don't think it's going to come out that well. But it's clean, it's well kept, it's well cared for. It has 82,000 original miles on it, which, you know, for an 80 is nothing. I'll tell you what's kind of special about this car. In 1980 in California, the only vehicle, the only, I should say, drivetrain combination you get in a Corvette was a 305 V8 and an automatic transmission. That was it. Now, anybody that knows Chevy engines and everything like that knows that a 305 was not the best engine that Chevy's ever turned out. Very low on horsepower. They were just, you know, trying to cut down the emissions and gas mileage and things like that, but just wasn't a really strong performer for Chevrolet. Now, what makes this car kind of special is that it actually has a 350 and a 4-speed manual transmission. It's an out-of-state car. Mark was able to get it in. It does smog. It passes all the emissions for California. So that makes it kind of cool. And I'll tell you, it makes it a lot more fun to drive. My mom had a 78 Corvette, and it was fun. It was cool, but, you know, it was an automatic, and it was a 350, but it was not very powerful. It was not that fast, especially by today's standards. You know, this car feels pretty healthy. It's definitely not a fast car. It's not what I would consider a fast car, but I think it would have given actually my 92 LT1 C4 a good run for its money, and it doesn't ride too bad. You know, so overall it's a pretty cool car, and I like it. Now, Mark's plan with this car is to go ahead and have it shipped to Arizona, where he's moving in about a month. He also has a Jeep he's going to send to me, and I'm going to hold on to it so he can ship it back too. So I'm going to kind of help him out and meet with the shippers and make sure everything's loaded correctly and on its way, and, you know, gets at least out of here safely and heading in his direction. Now, the next vehicle that I've been wanting to talk about for a while is this 1965 Pontiac GTO. Now, it should be noted that this is a GTO clone. It's actually a Le Mans with GTO badging. Come down the side here. Like I said, hopefully the lighting here isn't too bad. It's just not as good as the other shop, so I apologize for that. But Mark's had this car about 15 years, I would guess. I guess we were figuring it out with all the receipts and stuff like that he had. So since about 2003, 2004, very nice car. The paint is nice. Show you guys the interior. The interior is in really good shape. All the gauges work. He's got aftermarket gauges over there. You can see it is a 4-speed, which in my opinion, a GTO really should be a 4-speed, but it's in really good shape. It's got a 326 under the hood, and it's just a 2-barrel carburetor, but I have to be honest, the car moves pretty well for just a 2-barrel carburetor. It does have dual exhaust. It's kind of got the old school American racing wheels on it, and you know, it's badged up and done right, and cool car. But this is a car I've never been that excited about. Just never been a big GTO fan. So Mark brings this over about 3 or 4 days ago, and you know, he's wanting me to sell it and everything like that. And I said, okay, you know, I'll clean it up. There's a couple things that A needs to do to it. And I figured then I'll put it on Craigslist, maybe a couple other sites, and see what I can do to sell it. He tells me basically what he wants out of it, and you know, he tells me take a little bit for yourself, which I do appreciate. He's been very helpful to me and a very good friend to me, so great. So lo and behold, you know, I decide, of course the car's just sitting there, I need to take it for a little drive, right? I needed to see what it's like. Come on, I mean, before I advertise it, I've got to see how it drives and see how it feels, how it shifts, how it brakes. So I take it around the block, and I'm very impressed with the car. It feels like it's got good power, it's very smooth shifting, it brakes very, very well. And mind you, this is a manual brake, drum brake car. But it does, it brakes very well, it rides very well, there's not like a lot of squeaks and rattles and things like that. So kind of impressed, and it's brewing in the back of my mind. Then I drive it over here, I ended up taking it down to get some gas, and at that point, I was pretty much sold. I had Eddie take it for a drive, he gave me the thumbs up, so yes, what I'm leading up to is I did buy the car off of Mark. He made me an exceptionally good deal. Quite honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it. I was actually talking to a guy about a potential trade with the car, and I ended up backing out of the trade. Yeah, I do move kind of fast, I do. But as you guys know, I've been looking for kind of a Model A or a fendered, wide fendered hot rod. And I had one in my sights, and pretty cool one that I went to look at, and was talking to the guy, sent him some pictures of this car, and said, yeah, I figured maybe I could work it out. I'll buy this car off Mark. I'll trade the guy, give him a few bucks cash, and we'll all be happy. But he was interested, and he was asking me some questions, and I decided, no, I don't think I want to get rid of this. Because actually, this car and there's a story behind this car. See, I didn't even have the car a few days, but there's already a story behind the car. And this is what's cool. So, many of you guys might know, maybe you figured it out or whatever, but I used to be a deputy sheriff back years ago. And I was a deputy sheriff for quite a few years, and I was in a special assignment over at our Human Services Agency. And so I was leaving the office one day, and I get up behind this car, realize it doesn't have brake lights. So, it's a nice car, I'm a car guy, I don't want to see anything happen to it, so I pull him over, and it's Mark. At the time I didn't know Mark. Mark knew that I worked at the agency. I guess I had probably seen him in passing, but anyway, he mentions, oh yeah, I know you, and everything like that. Of course, I didn't write him a ticket, just told him, hey, you know, your brake lights aren't working, you need to get those fixed. I'd hate to see something happen to this beautiful car. And that was really how Mark and I met, became friends on Facebook, have kept in contact, and really over the past, I'd say 6 months, 8 months, we've talked a lot. He's been over at my house, I've been over at his house. You know, we've actually done some deals. He bought the Can-Am Spyder. I got a couple pinball machines off of him, and now I bought this car, which is kind of cool. Essentially, it stays in the family. He's happy. He knows if he comes out for a visit, he can come over, he can visit the car, he can drive the car, take off with the car, whatever he wants to do, and it's going to be in good hands because, you know, I take care of my stuff, and I will take care of this car. So I think I'll keep this for a little while. Like I said, I really like the way it drives. Once the weather's better and Eddie finishes a couple little projects on it, we will take it out for a drive. I'll show you guys what it's like to drive and run it through the gears and stuff like that. As far as plans for the car, you know, I could really see putting a 4-barrel carburetor and manifold on this thing just to kind of see what potential it has in there. The miles on the car is original. It's 132,000. I don't think the motor's ever been touched. The water pump's a brand new water pump, so we're good there. And Mark did chroming on the front and rear bumpers. He did a new alternator. He went through the radiator and had that all done. He put a new cam in. He put a new clutch in it. So really, the car is pretty sound. Eddie drove it and liked it. My friend Wade came over yesterday. He drove it and he really liked it. I really like it more than I thought. So anyway, this is the new vehicle for the shop to add to the MDH Automotive shop. I'm still looking for my fendered hot rod. I haven't given up hope yet. I'm not pursuing it as heavily as I was before, but I did go and look at a car yesterday. I'm supposed to go look at a car on Sunday, so we'll see what happens and go from there. Just kind of depends on how everything plays out. I didn't anticipate buying this car, so yeah, that did throw me back a little bit. I really need to get rid of the Galaxy before I bring in another vehicle, because quite honestly, I am just running out of room over at the other shop. And as much as I know, I've got this area over here to store vehicles. As you can see, yeah, there's room for maybe another vehicle or two, but I really don't like having my vehicles over here, even though it's just a 2-minute drive away. I like having my vehicles at my shop. I'm just quirky that way. What can I say? That's what's going on right now. Like I said, thought I'd do a quick video. Couldn't get out today. Kind of shitty weather, but hey, we'll make the best of it, and hope you guys like the new vehicle. But let me give you just kind of a little parting shot here from the front. I mean, that is a cool front end with the staggered headlights, the GTO, just the lines. We were talking about this yesterday, just the lines and the curves of the car. Yeah, it's definitely grown on me. So with that, I am going to end the video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. If you are stopping in for the first time or you haven't already, I please would ask you to subscribe. If you have subscribed and you know any other automotive enthusiasts that would get a kick out of this channel, share this channel with them. I would really appreciate it. As I said before, I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by July. So definitely share the channel. Follow me on Instagram, MDH5169. P.O. box, as always, will be in the description below. And with that, guys, God bless. Take care. Have an amazing weekend.